5 miles from Interlaken. Shouldn't be long now.
Hey guys, thank you for tuning in today for another FS10 mission review. Today we're going to be talking about the mission titled Swiss Outing. The difficulty rating is intermediate and the estimated time to complete is 15 minutes. This mission is pretty straightforward and there's a bit of audio between the two pilots within the aircraft. You'll hear that shortly.
Did you do that? What happened to the engine? Great, so now we're a glider. I assume you practice for this sort of thing, right? Yes, it's right here on the chart, Sonnen. And another airport, St. Stefan, is up ahead to the southeast in the valley on the other side of that ridge. Looks like we're about halfway between the two airports. I guess we can turn around or see if we can make it over the ridge.
So at this point in the mission, obviously the engine is cut. You have no option of restarting the engine. I made a pretty quick turn there, probably a little too quick for real life operations, but it was a sim and it was my first time doing this mission, so I wanted to make sure that I had a good opportunity to land the aircraft, and making a quick turn looked like the best option because those hills were rapidly approaching. After you figured out which airport you want to go to, the only difficult part to this mission is actually losing some altitude. They set up this mission to give you plenty of opportunity to land at the airports. This airport here is obviously the one I was selected to go to, which was behind me, and then later in this video you get to see the other airport option as well. You should also keep in mind that the recommended speed for a glide in this aircraft is approximately 65 knots, as noted earlier in this mission. Although 65 is recommended, I found that I'm well over that throughout most of this mission, simply because the aircraft is so high for approach, and I have to come straight in for this landing. Otherwise, I'm really out of options. I'm going to crash somewhere most likely.
Looks like we'll make it to the runway. I think I can breathe again.
Because this runway is rather long, you'll have a good opportunity to land the aircraft on the runway safely. Even if you touch down halfway or even 3/4 down the runway, you're going to be okay. As you see in this video, I took plenty of time to touch down. I'd recommend you bleed off some airspeed before touching down, rather than simply slamming into the runway at around 80 knots or even higher.
I can't believe you made it to the runway. I didn't even think you'd make it to the airport.
After you have landed the aircraft safely, you are given the success title there, and the mission's over. If you wish to use the other airport to land at, which is the airport that is originally ahead of you, here's what that approach would look like. The reason most people probably won't do this option is because the hillside or the mountainside, whatever you wish to call it, looks rather high, and as you approach it, you find that you have tons of space there to work with, and then the airport is down in a valley, similar to the other approach as well. With this approach, though, I recommend that either you take it way wide to the left, or you do a downwind leg and then base to final turn and come in the opposite way. So that is a walkthrough of the FS10 mission titled Swiss Outing. The difficulty level was intermediate and took about 10 to 12 minutes to complete, depending on which airport you want to land at. In terms of a rating for this mission, I would give it 5 out of 5 points. There's no glitches or bugs. It's pretty straightforward. The dialogue between the pilots is useful. The only thing I would say is slightly odd is that they give this an intermediate rating. It's really more of a beginner. I've seen other beginner missions that are harder than this in terms of difficulty of flying, but overall it's a good mission. It's fun, it's short, and it's directly to the point. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. You can start recommending which missions I should review next. I'd be glad to take a look at those. Stay tuned for the California tour, which continues this weekend. The Flight Simulator Experience Show was back with episode number 15 in early May, and there's other projects that are always continuing. So thank you for watching. See you guys soon.